What's up, everybody? This is The Truth, back at you with another video yet again. And in this video, I am going to be talking about sexist language and the 122 words that women find sexist. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into this. Everybody saddle up, boys, because this might possibly be a lengthy video. But if you are interested in what language women find sexist and the words that they find sexist, then please listen in by all means. So, getting into this, using sexist language. This is what a woman wrote, of course. The descriptions feminine and girly are pretty commonly used as insults, but masculine traits are seen as a good thing. We say things like take it like a man or man up when we're describing courage and toughness. But phrases like don't be such a girl are used to insult and draw comparisons between being feminine and weak. Sexist language can be hard to spot because of how casually it's used, but it's important to keep a check on what you say in case you're encouraging sexism. So, let us go into the list of 122 words that women are saying are sexist. So first of all, we have the word feisty. Yes, that is right. The word feisty is sexist. And the definition of the word feisty is a person, typically one who is relatively small or weak, lively, determined, and courageous. So if I call you feisty, or if I say you are determined and courageous, I am basically being sexist. How? Don't really know, but okay. Anyway, the next one, number 2 on the list, in which is bossy. So, the term bossy means fond of giving people orders or domineering. So, let's think about that for a second. Men, how many women have been barking orders at you in a dominating way without being kind or polite about it? Can I get I think us men know that quite a lot, especially married men, mostly married men, because us single men, we don't have to put up with that shit. Married men are bound by contract to deal with that shit. But anyway, so number 3 on the list, the term working mother is apparently sexist because a working parent is fathered or a mother who engages in a work life aside from their duties as a child care provider and home taker. There are also married parents who are dual earners, in which both parents provide income to support their family or their own needs. For some reason, she is saying that this is sexist because there is not the term working dad. Yeah, I know, but anyway. So next, we have the word abrasive, in which means a person or manner showing little concern for the feelings of others. Harsh. Apparently, that is sexist for some reason. Whenever you get into an argument with a woman and she doesn't give a fuck what she's saying or how it makes you feel, telling a woman that she is abrasive is sexist. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, the term ballbuster, in which means a dominating or threatening woman who destroys a man's self-confidence. Calling a woman a ballbuster is considered to be sexist if she is acting very dominant or threatening towards you, and she is destroying your self-confidence through her verbal assault. If you call her a ballbuster, you are apparently sexist. So next, we have the term called aggressive, and that in which reads, ready or likely to attack or confront, characterized by or resulting from aggression. Well, whenever a bitch gets pissed off, she gets very aggressive. She will try to hit you. She can attack you. There ain't shit you can do about it. She can verbally attack you very aggressively. There ain't shit you can do about it. If you call her aggressive, you are apparently sexist, according to women. Okay, so next we have on the list is shrill. Of a voice or sound, high-pitched and piercing. You know, that woman with that fucking irritating voice whenever she's arguing with you or talking to you, and it's just piercing the fuck out of your eardrums, and you're just like, God, please shut the fuck up. Apparently, if you call a woman a shrill, that is sexist. Yes, I know. Anyway, balshy. Of a person or attitude, deliberately combative or uncooperative. Now, men, how many women have you been into an argument with, or they've seemed very combatant towards you, and they're not willing to cooperate with you? All they want to do is argue. They don't want to come to terms and agree. They don't want to agree to disagree, or anything for that matter. That would be describing a balshy bitch. I mean, a balshy woman. My bad. Yes, an uncooperative woman calling an uncooperative woman balshy is sexist because you are describing what she is. But anyway, the term intense, in which the definition reads having or showing strong feelings or opinions, extremely earnest or serious. So if a woman is showing strong feelings or giving strong opinions in a strong way, if she is being serious during this, it is sexist to call a woman intense. Yes, it is sexist to use the word intense towards a woman. Got it? Anyway, next on the list, the word stroppy. The definition of stroppy is a British slang term used to describe someone who is hard to deal with or who is easily offended, in which sounds like just about every bitch on the face of the earth, but, apparently it's sexist to tell a woman exactly how she is behaving. You know, if you call her stroppy, if you're saying she's hard to deal with, in which the case may be during the situation, she's hard to listen to, she's hard to understand, she's hard to fucking deal with, she's fucking irritating. You know, that apparently calling her stroppy is offensive. Yes, stroppy. Come here, stroppy. Okay, so anyway, next on the list is the word forward. Onward so as to make progress towards a successful conclusion. Yes, the word forward somehow is sexist when you say it to a woman. How? Don't really know, but this is a woman coming to this conclusion that the word forward is sexist. Yes. Okay, so the next word on the list is mannish. Of a woman having characteristics that are stereotypically associated with men and cannot be considered unbecoming in a woman. And can be considered unbecoming in a woman. Sorry about that. So, in other words, this is the type of woman who acts very strongly like a man would act, and which would be considered unbecoming of a woman. You know, whenever let's see, these women who, okay, for example, you're drinking beers, you're with the guys, that girl's there, she's trying to blend in, she starts acting like a fucking guy, she starts downing all the fucking beers, trying to act like it don't affect her or anything like that. You know, I mean, that's probably a terrible example, but, that's probably about as close as I can come to, a woman acting, whatever. Anyway, the next one on the list, gossipy. Now, we all know just about all women share this shit. Just about all of them share this. Enjoying talking about other people's private lives. Now, I cannot begin to tell you how many women will talk about other women or talk about their ex or something that's going on in their friend's personal life or somebody else's personal life. I have had so many women, go around gossiping on people they know, telling me all their personal business and shit like that. I mean, I'm just there like, I don't fucking care. I don't want to know. Why are you fucking telling me? Oh, just to make conversation? Yes, you're gossiping. And then they want to get mad whenever you call them a gossiper or call them gossipy. Shut the fuck up. Apparently the word gossipy is sexist because you're describing a woman who goes around telling everybody's business, but that is sexist, even though that is the definition of the term gossipy, in which is 100% accurate. But anyway, if you call her that, that is apparently sexist. Now, the next on the list, dramatic, as in drama queen, a person who habitually responds to situations in a melodramatic way. Yes. Then, men, we already know bitches are fucking drama queens. All they do is like to start shit. All they like to do is fucking argue and complain and bitch and nag and moan and all that other shit until they basically get their way. They're being dramatic. They are a fucking drama queen. We all know this. We all know women are dramatic as fuck. But anyway, next on the list, catty, which is deliberately hurtful in one's remarks or spiteful. And men, once again, we already know that women don't give a fuck about what they say whenever they are pissed off at us. They will say whatever they can to win an argument. They will say whatever they can despite your feelings. They just want to be spiteful. They just want to get the last word in. They want to say whatever they can to hurt you and break you down and take away your confidence, take away your self-esteem, take away your fucking pride, take away your joy, just completely destroy you. That is catty, basically. And yeah, we already know women are like this. They don't give a fuck whenever they're pissed. Alright, but anyway, the next one. The word bitchy. Yes, the word bitchy is sexist when you use it towards women. Whenever you have a woman, once again, bitching and complaining and crying, moaning and groaning, starting up drama, starting shit, and, nonstop nagging you, nonstop complaining, that is whenever a man calls a woman bitchy. Alright, so, yeah. And the term is very fitting, but if you say it towards a woman, it is apparently sexist. Yep. Anyway, so, the next one on the list, which is nag, which means to annoy or irritate a person with persistent fault-finding or continuous urging. Yes, how many men have been with a woman who won't fucking stop nagging you? As I said in the previous definitions, a woman who continuously fucking just nags the shit out of you, just constantly bothering you, just won't fucking stop, won't leave you alone, won't give you any time to yourself. Oh, you haven't done this, oh, you haven't done that, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to be a man, you need to handle your responsibilities, blah, blah, blah. Somebody who won't leave you the fuck alone or let you breathe, that is a woman nagging you. And apparently, if you say this to a woman, if you call her a nag or anything of that sort, you are sexist for using the word nag. Even if you are accurately describing what she's doing, it is sexist. So, the term cold, which is lacking affection or warmth of feeling, as in she is unemotional. So, in other words, you call a woman a cold-hearted bitch, and that's because she don't give a fuck about what she's saying. She's unemotional. She, just dead, just cold. Apparently calling a woman cold is sexist. Yes, that is right. The term cold to a woman is sexist. The next one, in which is Ice Queen. Much like a tomboy, the Ice Queen is a major character archetype which is somewhat hard to define. Her signature characteristics is that she is cold. The ambiguity comes from what cold means. She has a cold heart, a frosty demeanor. She attracts but will never be wooed. Yes, in other words, in short terms and simple terms, she's a cold-hearted bitch. Just like just about every other fucking term that's described a woman. It's funny, there's so many goddamn words that describe a cold-hearted bitch. A frosty demeanor. She's just fucking cold-hearted. She's dead inside, no emotion. She don't care what she's saying to you. You know, these are a lot of words that describe a lot of the same shit with a lot of similarities. Anyway, so yes, shrew, a bad-tempered or aggressively assertive woman. If you call a woman a shrew at the time that she is fitting the description, it is apparently sexist to do so. Humorless. This is very self-explanatory. Say, for example, you are telling a joke and everybody else in the room is laughing and gets it. She's the only one in the room not laughing. She's asking the question of, huh? What? That wasn't funny. Well, that is why a man would probably call you humorless, because for one, you're not laughing. You didn't get the joke, and even if you did, it probably still wasn't funny to you. But apparently, that is sexist to call a woman humorless, even if it is fact or true. So next on the list, it is sexist to call a woman a man-hater, such as these modern-day feminists, these militant feminists, feminists in general. You know, it is sexist to call them. It's funny because they even openly say they hate men, openly, willingly, publicly, and it is apparently sexist to call any of them a man-hater, even though they are telling you how much they hate men. I'm just saying, that's ridiculous. So, next on the list, it is sexist to call a woman a banshee, in which is an Irish legend, a female spirit whose wailing warns of an impending death in the house. I'm sorry, that's kind of funny if a woman pisses a man off so bad that he has to relate to her as a banshee, or a woman impending death in the house, a female evil spirit, or whatever. It is sexist to call a woman a banshee. Now, next, we have the term fishwife, a coarse-mannered woman who is prone to shouting. Yes, it is sexist to call a woman a fishwife, as she is constantly shouting and won't shut the fuck up. She won't stop bitching. She won't stop complaining. She won't stop irritating you. She won't stop shouting until she gets her way. It is sexist to call a woman a fishwife. Yep. Okay. So anyway. The word lippy is apparently sexist to a woman, even though it means insolent or impertinent. But, like I said, it's just another word to describe somebody of the other definitions previously mentioned. But anyway, ditzy, silly or scatterbrained, is apparently sexist to women, because you are calling them silly without using the word silly, I guess. She didn't even really say why this was sexist towards women, because you could call anybody ditzy. You could say that anybody's silly. But I guess whenever you direct the word ditzy towards a woman, it is sexist because you are calling her silly. But anyway, it is sexist to call a woman a feminazi, which is a radical feminist. So they can give all these men, all of us men, every damn term in the book without consequence. But whenever we invent the term feminazi, which is a radical feminist, it is apparently sexist to call a feminist a feminazi. Ooh. Anyway. Well, next on the list is a militant feminist. It is sexist to call a woman a militant feminist, which is radical feminism, is a perspective within feminism that calls for a radical reordering of society in which male supremacy is eliminated in all social and economic context. In which is the very thing that they seem to be trying to do today. They are literally trying to rewrite history and give feminists superiority. But yeah, so it is sexist to call them a militant feminism, even though they are acting that way. So this one, this one's actually kind of funny. This one is called Bridezilla, It is sexist to call a woman bridezilla, in which is a woman whose behavior in planning her wedding is regarded as obsessive or intolerably demanding. Yes. So, say you're going to get married, and even though I know we ain't, but anyway, you know, she becomes obsessed with this, and she starts barking orders. She starts making demands. Here, do this, do this, do that, do this, do that. Stay out of here, stay out of there. Can't go there, can't go here. You don't matter. Blah blah blah. She's basically just in an irritating manner, just going around telling everybody what they should and should not do, what they can and cannot do, what they can and cannot say. You know, just making demands. Yes, bridezilla. Does she breathe fire too? Anyway, next on the list is the word diva. A self-important person who is temperamental and difficult to please. I think that's naming just about every damn woman on the face of the earth. Just about, as I said, just about. Don't get technical with me. If there is any woman who views this, don't get technical. Anyway, a diva. Yes, it is apparently called sexist to call a woman a diva. But anyway, next on the list is prima donna. A very temperamental person with an inflated view of their own talent or importance. And that would also, once again, describe a ton of women that I have seen, that I have known, that I've been with, that I broke up with. You know, they all have an inflated view of their own talent and importance. And if you ever question it or say anything about it, they will lash out at you in a very negative way. Yes. But, like I said, prima donna is sexist. Okay, so this one, this one I can't help but laugh at every time I fucking look at it. Calling a woman blonde is sexist. You know, if she has blonde hair, you know, apparently that's sexist, you know, or, you know, the term, oh, I had a blonde moment. Yes, apparently that is sexist, and that is just so funny to me because that can be misinterpreted in so many ways. You could just be describing a fucking woman's hair color, and they will take it the wrong way. But anyway, next on the list is supermom. An inexplicably or exceptional mother, especially one who successfully manages a home and brings up children while also having a full-time job. So normally, you would think this would be actually a compliment towards a woman by calling her a supermom, as in she's an independent single mother taking care of her children with a full-time job. But apparently, women are saying this term is sexist towards women. Anyway, next on the list, career woman. The definition of a career woman is a woman who takes pride in her career, who chooses to work and often who is successful at her job. Once again, you would think this would be a compliment, calling this a career woman based on the definition, but apparently that is sexist as well to call a woman who chooses to work and often who is successful at her job. If you call her this, then you are apparently a sexist. Now, the next one is actually really funny. It is a term called yummy mummy. Yes, yummy mummy. It is a slang term used to describe young, attractive, and wealthy mothers with rich, high-powered husbands. And the term yummy mummy is apparently sexist indeed. Yes. For what reason, I don't know. You know, I mean, what? Because she has a high-powered husband and apparently yummy mummy is is sexist? Man, get the fuck out of here. This is stupid. You know. Okay, anyway. Now the next one on the list. Little old lady. You know what? This is so stupid that I am not even going to I didn't even bother to look up a definition or a description or a meaning or anything because this is just stupid to me in general for somebody to be bitching about calling a little old lady a little old lady. Last time I knew, if there is a woman who is old and she is like 4'11" or 5 foot, and what else would I call her? A little old lady. What the fuck? I mean, all you're doing is describing what she is. It's a little old lady, a little old harmless lady. But anyway. Next, there is the term called Wham, or a work-at-home mummy. As Katie someone wrote, when I work from home, I'm a working from a home mummy. When my husband works from the home, he has his own business, with no mention of the fact that he is a dad. Are you really that fucking butthurt because it's called a business and you're working at home? Is it really that fucking important? Is that today's biggest issues, really? You literally have nothing else to fucking do with your life except for be like, oh my god, I'm being called an at-home mom while he's being said that he has a business, and it's the fact that he's a dad. Oh my god. Man, shut the fuck up. My god. Anyway. Next, the word fierce. This one is newish. Yes, because newish is a highly educated word, but anyway, and seems to be used mostly by women applying it to themselves and each other without pejorative or patronizing intention. But I reckon But I reckon it can go either way. See, for instance, how flowery the illustrations of Shakespeare's use of the words are. This word fierce is having or displaying an intense or ferocious aggressiveness. Is it really that big of a fucking deal? All we're doing is describing you as being a bitch once again. You're being ferocious. You're being aggressive. You're displaying these acts of ferocity and aggressiveness. But apparently it's sexist to call you fierce and polite to her. It's sexist to call you this in a different word. Man, whatever. The word spirited now to women is somehow sexist, when the definition of it means that you're full of energy, enthusiastic, and you are determined, or you have determination and enthusiasm. What the fuck is sexist about that? That's literally saying that you're high-spirited. You know, you're full of energy, you're full of life. What the fuck is sexist about that? What? The fuck out of it, man. Get out of here with that bullshit. Okay, here is another one. Well, it's quite commonly used towards someone being a real bitch or fucking half the neighborhood, but the term slut is apparently sexist to women because you are describing what this woman has done. You know, if she is going around fucking half the neighborhood, if she's going around fucking the whole block, the whole goddamn neighborhood knows her, you know, she might as well just hang up a red goddamn light in front of her house, you know, and you call her a slut for doing these things. She's doing it behind your back or anything of that matter. You know, it's apparently sexist to call her a slut. Yep. Anyway, the next one on the list is called Trollop. A woman perceived as sexually disreputable or promiscuous. In other words, not considered to be respectable in character or appearance, or having many transient sexual relationships, which also ties into the same thing as being a slut. To me, it's kind of like the same thing, just in a different term. You know, whenever you're not being respectable in your character or your appearance, what does that mean? That you're probably dressed slutty, that you probably act and talk slutty, that you have multiple relationships, you're fucking multiple people at the same time. That's why somebody would probably call you a trollop without using the word bitch or slut or whore, you know, but whatever. Anyway, Now, the next term that is apparently sexist to women is calling a woman frigid, especially of a woman unable or unwilling to be sexually aroused and responsive. Do I really need to explain this? Why a man would say that this bitch is frigid? Overall, it would just be really fucking irritating to get with a bitch and then want to fuck, and then she's always unwilling, and she's never sexually aroused or responsive. To me, I mean, just to be honest, I call that a fucking corpse. But whatever. Or somebody that's not really interested in you. That's what I would call that, but apparently frigid is sexist as a term. Easy. Calling a woman easy is sexist. There's these women that will throw themselves at you. They're ready to fuck on the first date. They're ready to go all the way as soon as possible. There ain't no chase involved. There ain't no play hard to get or anything. And if you call this woman easy, you are being sexist. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Anyway. Next on the list, calling a woman a tease is apparently sexist because she's making fun of or attempting to provoke you or a person in a playful way. So apparently if she is attempting to provoke you or make fun of you in a playful way, you are not allowed to call her a tease because women find that to be sexist, even though that is the correct definition. That's how she's being. Don't tell her what she is. Don't tell her how she's acting. Just go along, and otherwise you're going to be called sexist no matter what you say or do. Anyway, now next on the list is called loose. Calling a woman loose is sexist. And there's only usually one reason a man would call a woman loose. And that usually has to do with something down below. And it has been stretched out, it's been abused, it's been beaten and mistreated and left. And, you got a meat tent down there, lady. Yes, you are loose down there. But yes, of course, women find that, sexist. I would call it more rude and offensive, but I wouldn't exactly call that sexist. So anyway, next on the list, calling a woman a man-eater is sexist. A dominant woman who has many sexual partners. Yes, apparently calling a woman who has many sexual partners is sexist. If you call her what she is exactly. If you call her a man-eater, you are sexist because you're telling her exactly what she is. Yes. Calling a woman a cougar apparently is sexist, which is an older woman seeking a sexual relationship with a younger man, or another term such as rocking the cradle. Apparently if you define a woman by what she is doing, then you are sexist. If you find an older, say for example, you're a younger man, you're a teenager in your early 20s, she's in her fucking 40s, and you call her a cougar, then you are sexist for telling her what she is. Yes, I know, this makes perfect sense, right? Anyway, next on the list, the term asking for it is apparently sexist, in which is be asking for something to behave in a way that makes it likely that a particular unpleasant thing will happen to you. She's asking for trouble, speaking to people like that. Be asking for it. Anyone who drives while they are drunk is just asking for it. So say, for example, a woman that is bitching at you, arguing with you, won't shut the fuck up, won't leave you alone, and you're trying your best not to slap the shit out of this bitch, and then you just bust out and say, man, you are just asking for it. Well, guess what? Apparently you are sexist for telling her that she is asking for it. Or even if she won't, or in other words, if she won't leave you alone, she's wanting to fuck, and you say that she's asking for it, apparently that's sexist. Yeah. So next on the list, this is actually kind of funny that I actually found this, but calling a woman the town bike. Calling a woman the town bike is sexist. I think we all know why a guy would call a woman the town bike. Everybody's done and rode this bike. Everybody's done and had a turn. I'm sorry, that's just funny. Calling a woman the town bike is just hilarious to me. But to other women, calling them the town bike is sexist, I guess, because it's demeaning to women. But anyway. Yes, next on the list is called mutton dressed as lamb, and this is something I've never even heard, but okay. Mutton dressed as lamb, UK informal disapproving a way of describing an older woman who is dressed in a style that is more suitable for a younger woman. Do you think that this dress is too young looking for me? I don't want to look like a mutton dressed as a lamb. Yes, apparently saying the term mutton dressed as lamb is sexist. Anyway, next on the list, as we've covered the term slut, well, now the term slutty is on the list, and that is self-explanatory. That could be based on how she acts towards you, how she talks to you, or how she is dressed. And if you, like, say she comes up to you in one of them short-ass mini skirts that literally looks like a fucking kitchen wash rag, you know, it's about the same length, it's about the same height, you know, her fucking ass is basically exposed in this, but, you know, it's sexist to call her slutty or say that she is dressed slutty. Okay, now that we've got that established, the term curvy is next on the list. And apparently that is sexist, even though, especially of a woman's shapely, and, you know, it describes her figure as shapely and voluptuous, especially of a woman having an attractive or well-portioned shape, or she's curvaceous and sexually attractive. It is sexist to say that a woman is sexually attractive by using the term curvy. Yes, I know, this makes perfect sense, right? You know, complimenting a woman, like I said in one of my previous videos, that's sexist to compliment a woman. Yep. You know, and the next word, mumsy. I'm not even going to fucking describe this, because this is just stupid. My fucking grandmother's name was Mumsy. What, is it sexist that I call her by her name? I mean, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. That is just stupid as fuck. Anyway, the next term, cheap, which is depreciated in value. If you call a woman cheap, you are apparently sexist. Well, you know what? I've got a few words for you that I could replace the word cheap with. How about inexpensive? How about low priced? How about low cost? How about rock bottom? How about if I call you a giveaway? What if I said that you're low end? What if I said that you're low budget? Or maybe, oh my god, what if I even said that you're dirt cheap? Oh my god, get the fuck over it. Anyway. Okay, so now, that dress is flattering. In which is the term flattering, which could mean enhancing someone's appearance. So if I said that dress is really flattering, you know, it really brings out your appearance, it really makes you look good, then apparently that is sexist for me to compliment the way you dress. Yes, whatever. Okay, don't compliment the way you dress. Got it. Okay, so next on the list, it is sexist to call a woman frumpy. This is of a woman or her clothes, dowdy and old-fashioned. So if she's dressed old-fashioned, you know, them long-ass dresses back in the day type shit, and she's dressed in that. Well, apparently it's sexist to call a woman frumpy based on her old ass fashion of clothing style. Based on her fashion. Yep, that is sexist. Now, next on the list, we have the term let herself go is apparently sexist to women, which means to become careless or untidy in one's habits or appearance. So if she's out there okay, for example, she really let herself go. She really got fat. She really got huge. She became careless. She don't take baths. Her habits, her appearance, whatever, she ain't wearing her makeup, she ain't, taking care of herself properly. Man, she really let herself go. Well, apparently, if you see a woman like this and you tell her that she really let herself go, then apparently you are being sexist. Yep. So, whatever. So, the next one that I found on the list was faded beauty. This is kind of like something that we would say to a woman who's past the age of 40. It is apparently sexist to say a woman has faded beauty. Like, bitch, your beauty has faded. You have gotten ugly as fuck. You are no longer beautiful, bitch. You are past the age of 40. Your beauty has faded. Damn. But anyway. Yes, so next on the list is mousy. This is of a person nervous, shy, or timid, lacking in presence of charisma. Yes, so if you come across a woman that is nervous around you, or shy towards you, or if she is really timid, or if she has no charisma, you are not allowed to call her mousy, even if it is how she is. Even if you are describing her with that term is now apparently sexist to women. And yes, of course, on the list, even though these women today seem to be all about fat acceptance, calling a woman plus size, stuff like that. They prefer to be called plus size or pleasantly plump. Yeah, right. Anyway, calling a woman plus size now is apparently sexist. Have you ever heard of a plus-size model who was male? No, I have never heard of a fat man that was considered to be a fucking male model. Fat men as male models do not fucking exist, or to my knowledge. I've only seen that one time. Let me get that right. I've only seen that one time from women. There was this big fat ass whale-like bitch on a fucking cover magazine, and I'm just there like, what the fuck? This is unhealthy. This is encouraging people to be unhealthy, and you're supporting it? What the fuck? No, I've never heard of a fucking plus size male model. The fuck is wrong with you? They don't fucking exist. Because a man who is fat is not considered the new hotness. A man who is fat is not considered sexy. Oh my fucking god. Did you really have to bring this up? So yes, anyway, getting to the point, these women today are saying calling a woman plus size is sexist. But yeah, moving on. So, clothes horse, a person who is excessively concerned with wearing fashionable clothes. Or as I would like to call fucking materialistic, a form of being materialistic. It is sexist to call them a clothes horse. I mean, is this really what they're fucking concerned about? Oh my god, she's wearing fashionable clothes. Who gives a fuck? What? Come on. This is stupid. How much more stupid can this get? Or dare I ask? Anyway, oh my god. Just whenever I thought it couldn't get any more dumb, you remember how I said a second ago calling a woman blonde is sexist? Well, guess what? That's not it. That's not all. There's more. Apparently calling a woman a brunette is sexist. Describing her fucking hair color apparently is sexist. Well, I've never heard the term Gee, I may be having a brunette moment. I've never heard this term. What the fuck is sexist about calling a woman a brunette based on her hair color? What the fuck? This is hair racism. This is racism towards the color of your hair. You should be ashamed of yourself. Okay. Okay. Well, next, the term ladylike is apparently sexist. Appropriate for or typical of a well-bred, decorous woman or girl. Whatever, I'm not even gonna bother. Whatever, the term bubbly is apparently sexist. Of a person full of cheerful high spirits, so once again, it's sexist to fucking compliment a bitch. Vivacious, especially of a woman attractively lively and animated. Yeah, okay, well, if you don't want me calling you vivacious, well, how about I call you lighthearted? Oh my god, I'm sexist. Oh, I said you're merry. Oh my god, you should be ashamed of yourself. I called you happy. How about jolly? How about cherry? How about cheerful, perky, sunny, breezy, vibrant, or energetic? Oh my god, I just called you all the wrong things in the book. Anyway, apparently the word flirty is sexist these days because you are suggesting or expressing a playful sexual attraction. So if a woman is expressing or suggesting a playful sexual attraction to you and you call her flirty, or if you say that she is being flirty, then you are indeed a sexist for whatever reason. Even, like I said, even though you're describing exactly what she's doing, how dare you describe what she's doing? So next on the list, we have sassy, which is lively, bold, and full of spirit. Cheeky. You know, apparently that is sexist as well for complimenting a woman. Because you're saying that she's full of spirit, she's full of life, she's lively and bold. Yes, how dare you call her any of those things? The next word on the list is called chatty, of a person fond of talking in an easy, informal way. So, saying that she's chatty, saying that she likes talking in an easy, informal way, or an informative way, whatever, you know, she likes to talk a lot. Apparently saying that she likes to talk a lot, or that she's fond of talking in an informal way is apparently sexist for whatever reason. I have no fucking clue, but whatever, it's women, you know, understanding them is, yeah, anyway. So, demure. Of a woman or her behavior, reserved, modest, and shy. Once again, you know, these women that are talking about all this fucking sexist language shit, what words are sexist, they keep on describing words that describe a certain type of person or their behavior. If you're behaving this way, how the fuck is it sexist? Because all of these, just about all of these, so far, just about all of these are not gender specific. They really are not. So what the fuck are you even talking about? Some of them are women specific, but not all of them. So what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, the word modest, unassuming or moderate in the estimation of one's abilities and achievements. So it's sexist to call a woman modest. I'm not even going to try. Calling a woman emotional. And my god, do we have plenty of right to call a fucking woman emotional. They call them goddamn selves emotional. They know they're fucking emotional, but how dare you tell them that they're emotional? You know, if she's there, if she's deep in her feelings and she's trying to talk to you and blah blah blah, you know, and you tell her that she needs to stop being so emotional, how dare you tell her that she needs to stop being so emotional, you sexist pig. Anyway, the word hysterical, deriving from or affected by uncontrolled extreme emotion. So whenever a woman is going crazy, talking crazy, whenever she's acting out of control because she's experiencing extreme emotion at this time, and you call her hysterical or describe her as a hysterical person, you are a sexist person. Yes, my fucking god. Yes, everything in the goddamn dictionary is sexist, apparently. And how dare you if you ever use the word menstrual or premenstrual around a woman, even though all you're doing is describing a cycle that a woman may go through in life. My god. Oh boy, alert the media. You said the word menstrual. You're sexist. How could you? Yeah. So the word flaky also seems to be a sexist word whenever you are describing a person as crazy or eccentric. You know, most of these words that are even being said, I have never heard a fucking man in my life ever used to compare to a woman. Ever. So what the fuck? I mean, this is literally cherry picking at this point. This is literally nitpicking. Shut the fuck up. Calling a woman moody, apparently, once again, is sexist. This is crazy, man. This is ridiculous. All you're doing is describing somebody and how they're behaving, how they're acting, if they're acting moody, if they're irritable, if they're pissed, or whatever the case may be. Moody, my fucking god. Stop being so moody. This is just words used to describe what somebody is doing or how they are behaving. This is not... Calling somebody moody is not fucking gender specific, once again. What the fuck? Calling somebody oversensitive, especially a person or an instrument, excessively sensitive. So that could go for anybody. This is, once again, not gender specific. Calling somebody oversensitive, say, for example, you just said... Can you stop? I'm just trying to come up out of the blue with a term that may possibly describe this. I'm just so oversensitive. Say you just said, will you stop doing that? And a bitch started crying over it. That would be considered oversensitive. You're being oversensitive because he asked you to stop, to stop doing something. Oh my god, you asked me to stop arguing with you. Oh my god, you asked me to pick up a plate. Oh, how dare you, you man. Anyway, so next on the list is Clucky, which I did not even know was a term. But anyway, this is someone, especially a woman, who is clucky, wants to have a baby soon. I started getting clucky when my friend had a baby. So in other words, I'm not even going to bother. Anyway, next on the list, maternal. Someone, especially a woman who is clucky. Oops. Well, I seem to accidentally fuck up on this because... whatever. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and skip that because I fucked that up. I accidentally wrote down the wrong thing for it, so I'll just skip the word maternal. Well, anyway, skipping that, the word neurotic. So there is a term, neuroticism. It is a long-term tendency to be in a negative or anxious emotional state. Yes, so apparently if you call a woman neurotic for being negative towards you or anxious in an anxious or negative emotional state, if she's over-emotional towards you, apparently that is sexist. If you call a woman irrational today, is considered sexist, which means not logical or reasonable, and that describes just about every bitch I know. That describes just about every bitch I've ever met, every bitch I've ever been with, every one of them I've ever talked to. I've never found logic or reason in any of their fucking conversations because logic and reason don't fucking matter. It reminds me of that movie with Jack Nicholson whenever the lady asked him, how do you know so much about women? He said, what was it he said? He said something about, well, I think of them as a man. Except I take away accountability and reason, or some shit like that. He's basically saying they're irrational. And yeah. But anyway, baby brain, the term baby brain, I'm not even gonna fucking bother. I'm really not, because I've never even heard the fucking term used by anyone I know. I've never heard it on media, I've never heard it in a movie, I've never heard it in life in general. But anyway, so skipping forward to The term baby weight being sexist. The extra weight gained by a woman during the course of pregnancy, in particular that which remains after she has given birth. So if a woman has given birth and she still has some extra weight, and then you go up and you talk to her, and then you notice the baby weight and you call it out, or whatever, you are apparently sexist for mentioning the term baby weight in a woman's presence. Yes, you are a sexist for doing so. Next on the list, female engineer. It is sexist to call a female engineer a female engineer. Should I continue? Should I really continue saying why women think this is sexist? Or is this just too dumb to fucking explain? Me, I think it's too dumb to explain, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that. So, the term "that's good for a girl." You know, I kind of, as much as this all seems to be bullshit so far, I am kind of in agreement. That's good for a girl. I don't agree with that myself, per se. Yeah. I guess you could say that is kind of sexist, but anyway. The next one, like a girl, stop being like a girl. Don't act like a girl. Stop being such a bitch. Yeah, I can see that because that is kind of demeaning, but then again, it depends on what you're comparing it to. What the discussion is, what the comparison is, whatever the case may be. That's situational. So I'm not going to agree with that 100%. But anyway. So next is mompreneur. A woman who sets up and runs her own business in addition to caring for her young child or children. Yep, if you call this woman that word, you are sexist. Watch out, men. Boy. If you call a woman a spinster, yes, a spinster, you are sexist, and which is an unmarried woman, typically an older woman beyond the usual age for marriage. If you call her a spinster, you are sexist for describing an unmarried woman as being an overaged unmarried woman. Yes, apparently it is sexist to define somebody by the very definition of their life. Okay, anyway. Barren. Okay. Bleak or lifeless. It is sexist to call a woman lifeless. You heartless, lifeless fucking bitch. That's actually funny to me. That sounds a lot like some of the exes I've been with. Man, like the one who tried to claim squatter rights on me. What a lifeless bitch. You heartless, cold ass bitch. Fuck off. Yes, you are, I'm glad. I wish I would have thought of that sooner, to call her barren. Yeah, but anyway. So the next sexist term that we have on the list is she wears the pants. All you're doing is telling the truth, especially when it comes to marriage. Men think they wear the pants, but it's actually the woman who wears the pants because they have 100% total control of that, no matter how much the man may be told that he is the man of the house, he's the bitch of the house, he's the voluntary slave of the house, but by definition, she wears the fucking pants. Anyway. So yes, apparently she wears the pants is sexist. The term housewife is sexist. A married woman whose main occupation is caring for her family, managing household affairs, and doing housework. Whatever. Whatever. The term house proud. Attentive to or preoccupied with the care and appearance of one's home. So if a woman takes good care of her and takes good care of the appearance of her home, then she is house proud, and it is sexist if you call her house proud. It is sexist to call a woman soccer mom. This woman who is usually a middle-class suburban mother who spends a great deal of time taking her children to play soccer or engage in other activities. It is sexist to call her a soccer mom. Well, what the fuck else you want to call her? She's a soccer mom. Plain and simple. There's nothing fucking sexist about that. You're describing what she is. Apparently, women don't like the definition They don't like the definition of words that describe what they are. Okay. You know, calling a woman a mistress, in which is a woman having extramarital sex relationship, especially with a married man. You know, or a woman in position of authority or control. It is sexist to call a woman a mistress. This is ridiculous. It absolutely is.